If we were building a new house today, we'd run the main drain from the house out to the city sewer using this PVC pipe. Been around since the 70s, has a lot of advantages. Smooth on the inside, comes in long lengths, and very few joints to allow roots to get down in between those joints. And we've had more than our share of problems with roots on this job. We had to open up the city sidewalk. We get down into that sewer underneath here. We found more tree roots in there than you could ever imagine. Got them all cleaned up, and we're all set. But we still have the original drain line from the house out to the sewer. And that is a series of 3-foot-long sections of clay pipe. And each one of those sections has a place between it where it's very vulnerable to roots getting back in. If I never wanted to think about it and worry about it again, we could just dig up this front lawn and run a nice new PVC pipe all the way into the building. But today I want to show you a technology that allows us to put the equivalent of a PVC pipe seamlessly into an existing clay pipe. Bill Kane and his crew have the job of running a new liner inside of our existing 90-year-old clay pipe. Bill, you have my interest. I'm very curious. How are you?
Good today, Rich.
Nice to see you. Now, what is the liner made out of?
My liner is made out of a liquid epoxy.
Is that it there, the green on the inside?
The green on the inside, that's correct.
Okay, so how do you make the epoxy?
Well, we're going to mix it right over here, and it's a resin and hardener combination.
So two-part, much like a fiberglass.
Yes, very much like a fiberglass.
Okay, and when they get that mixed, how much time have we got?
We get approximately 30 minutes to get it in the line.
So we don't have a lot of time.
Not a lot of time.
Now I see he's got his pail up on a scale, so he's mixing accurately?
That's correct.
All right, so he's got 20 pounds of the resin, and how much more of the hardener?
Going to put in 5 pounds of the hardener, Rich.
Okay. And once that happens, we got to hurry, right?
Yes, it hardens quickly.
So how do you know when it's mixed enough? The color?
The color will turn almost like to a greenish blue.
Yeah.
And the air bubbles will be very minimal.
Yeah.
And you'll see a deep, rich color. And
Yeah,
as you can see, he's just about at that point right now, so probably another couple of minutes.
How do we get the resin into the pipe?
We're going to bring it over and pour it into this liner right here.
So this looks like a terry cloth sock.
It's a polyester, woven polyester, and we'll pour it in.
Okay. Should I give you a hand here?
Yep, please.
Okay.
Just hold that right like that. Hold it up tight.
And it's all got to go in there?
Yeah. Okay, hold it, Jim.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's the pump I hear running?
That's the vacuum pump. What we're doing is pulling all the air out of the liner so we get a good saturation. The roller is going to saturate the liner that we're pouring the epoxy mix into. And that way there we're sure that we got equal distribution throughout the liner and it's fully saturated.
So it's sort of like a pasta machine where you're squeezing it at the same thickness all the way through?
That's correct.
Interesting. You want to turn this now?
Now we can start.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh, and it'll just squeeze that all the way through.
Right through, yeah. Nice and easy.
Oh, I see. It's giving a really nice, even dispersal. Looks great.
That's what she's doing.
Now, how much more we got to go here?
A few more feet, Rich. We're almost there.
Now, we have our liner completely impregnated with resin. How do we get it actually into the old pipe?
We're going to shoot it in with an air gun.
All right, so here's where our main drain exits the building, and this is our air gun, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, how's it work?
We're going to put the liner in through the air gun here. Right now we got it hooked up to the cone.
Okay, so you attach the end of the sock.
Around the cone.
And what's this green sleeve going to do?
This is more or less like a guide tube that we're going to use just so we keep it in there and hold its form and we don't spray any of the air.
How are you going to get this liner into that pipe?
Brian's going to put that guide tube over the 45.
Okay.
And we already have the liner hooked up to the air gun.
So we're ready to go?
And I'm going to start fitting it down slowly until we get it into the fitting.
Oh, look at that. It's pushing right down.
You got it lined up,
Is
Rick?
it coming? Lined up? Here it comes. Wait. There we go. Great. Cool. So it looks like you're only feeding 2 or 3 feet at a time.
That's correct.
You jam that stuff in and seal it in this chamber, and then this chamber pushes the rest out.
Right, we induce air to blow out the bladder,
Yeah.
and then we open the other valve and it induces air into the chamber to
Ingenious.
push it out.
So what are you spraying on that?
Vegetable oil.
What's that doing for you?
It's lubricating it so it slides a lot easier through the tube and down through the pipe.
Now, how far out are we with the liner right now?
We're halfway.
How do we get it the rest of the way?
I'm going to put the rest of this into the chamber.
Yeah.
We're going to fill it up with air, and we're going to shoot it out, and the elastic will carry it all the way out to the end.
I got you. So that elastic's going all the way out to where the sewer is.
That's correct. And it's out.
Oh,
you
so
just
it just
saw it
popped.
pop in the line.
Okay, so now we've got that whole liner in there, but it's not in the shape of a pipe. How do we do that?
We're going to form it with a bladder.
Okay. Okay, so that's the bladder. So what you've got so far is a liner like this that's laying inside the pipe, and now you put this bladder down inside and then fill that with air, which will make this take on the shape of the pipe.
That's correct.
Gotcha. Good. Okay, we're at the end of our bladder, and I see it's all sealed up, and then there's a rope and a hose. What are you doing with that now?
The rope is to pull the bladder back after the curing process is complete, and the hose is to fill the bladder with water to form the liner to the pipe.
Gotcha. All right, so we got to send this all the way to the end now.
Yep.
Let's do it. Okay, so now our liner, our bladder, our hose, and our return rope are fully inserted.
All we have to do is fill it with water.
Okay, water's gone. We've got our bladder tied off at the end. With air, we drove this all the way out to the end of the pipe. Now we've filled this with water. And that's going to hold that liner right against the inside of the pipe.
That is correct. We're bringing in 120-degree water through our supply line right here from our outside boiler, and at which point it'll circulate through the bladder and come out this black hose, which is our return line, until we equalize 120-degree water temperature throughout the interior.
Now, why
of
do
the
you
bladder.
want temperature that hot?
We want to accelerate the cure time.
How long will it take for us to turn into a hard pipe?
It's going to take approximately 2 hours of cure time, and then we'll be ready to pull the bladder.
Okay, great. So the bladder comes out. Well, I tell you, we're going to be left with a perfect monolithic pipe, no chance of any roots coming in. But you know where it seems to make great sense is any house that would have extensive landscaping, garden beds, a fancy rock wall, or cobblestone driveway.
That is correct. And it allows us to put a brand new pipe within a pipe without any mechanical excavation.
That's quite a story. Well, Bill, thanks to you and your crew. Great job.